Greetings, sir and sirettes, and welcome back to Stellaris with me, Elathrix, and of course, welcome back to the Honorbound, currently in complete control over the Oath, our martial alliance. In today's video, our only real goal is to finally make sure that our control is absolute, our power is pure. And to do this, what we're going to do is we're going to be changing the laws and moving it over to high, and moving over the succession type over to strongest. This way, we will always be in charge. We have enough territory, we have more worlds than the other Federation members, they're never going to catch up at this point, and because we have the Federation fleet, which adds to our diplomatic power, by the way, they mostly built the fleet for us, they're never going to be strong enough to wrest control from us because of the armies they've built us. It's pretty good for us. Now, originally I was hesitant to do this, but after our Federation members have shown them to be bloodthirsty children, we've decided we need to be a little bit more brutal in our approach. And honestly, we're still not being all that evil, although the strongest is in complete control over the Oath and who we will go to war with and who we won't. Joining the Federation is completely up to the Federation members, and we certainly wouldn't attack them if they left. They are, after all, basically mirrors of us after we installed our government in their empires. Okay, now I'm making it sound a bit more evil, but the idea is, it's completely optional. You join us for protection, but if you are going to follow us, follow our rules, or we will hurt you. Nope, that sounds wrong again. How to put this? We're nice! Yeah, that works. To be part of the Alliance, you have to follow the rules, though being part of the Alliance is completely optional. That's all I had to say. Not I'm going to hurt you. I'm not going to! Most likely. Now, speaking about hurting people, we are, however, going to be hurting the Empire over here. The Empire over here are fanatic xenophobes, amongst other things. They have been a threat to pretty much everything for a while, and although they have now joined a federation, a galactic union, that galactic union itself has started to be a little bit warmongery with everyone else in the area. So, yeah, great, you're part of a federation. Still a huge problem. Now, if I go to war with this Empire once I can, currently there's a peace treaty, I don't think I can get them out of the Federation, but at very least, what I can do is get them to start following our way of thinking, which is all we really want. And I may need to do the same with these as well. Although we don't mind this Empire, they don't like a couple of empires we like, and our Federation absolutely hates them, so changing them to think like us would make the whole area stable. The problem is, I really have no problem with them. So I don't think I can. I think it is really just the empires nearby to us. We could vassalize them. Well, make them our protectorate. There's the thing. So I think that's what I'm going to do, because making them our protectorate would rip them from the Federation. It would stop this third superpower from forming, which is a huge problem for us and everyone else. And that way, we can protect them until we can eventually integrate them. Nope, that still sounds evil. I'm really unsure about my next moves. Like, you hate me, but I just have no problem with you. Fanatic xenophile, pacifist, you're not going to war with anyone. I can't remember the last time you were at war. You're just kind of sitting there doing nothing. And I don't mind you. So I think for now, really, it's just focusing almost completely on our own space. And grabbing that relic world, because now we have killed Shard the Dragon, which means we can regain this. In fact, let's do that now. So first things first, let's grab that and build Squarf's Legacy, which is the name a lot of people suggested. So other things we need to push are things over in the galactic community. So right now we're trying to push for 5-year plans. The reason is we really, really want the greater good to go all the way through except for the final stage. The final stage we simply can't actually do ourselves. We would be in breach of the resolution constantly because we can't have those types of living standards. We don't have shared burdens, we don't have utopian abundance, we really don't want chemical bliss, and we can't do mandatory pampering. So that's never going to be us. Balance in the middle, however, is where we want to go. This gives a lot more power to our workers, which includes our soldiers, which is the whole point of our empire. So yeah, we're definitely going for balance in the middle. Greater than ourselves gives us a really fantastic edict, which allows our populations to move themselves from planets which are overpopulated. That makes it a lot cheaper. And again, it's all about the freedom and stuff which we're kind of trying to push. Being the good guy is weird. I'm so used to being so much more draconian and just making everyone follow everything I say. But nope, freedom is good. Good is good. Good. We also want to get rules of war all the way down to reverence for life, because this will stop purging. So they're the two big ones we want. But then mutual defense, I think we'd also like to do as well. So actually there's loads of stuff we need to do there. Also, our habitats are looking fantastic so far, which is great. Need a bit more food, though, so some of our worlds have to go for the more food-focused stuff. You know, I have no idea what to push now. I'm thinking just more tech. Or we could turn these worlds into refineries. That's normally what I do. That would allow us to upgrade a lot of buildings on our main worlds quite haphazardly, which would be fantastic. Maybe. For now, let's pop down a research lab, but let's just, let's try and keep everything running smoothly, shall we? Lovely, more colonies. Finishing upgrading all of our species. Currently, most of our species have been upgraded, so a lot of the half species from now will be taking the advanced traits. Once I've done every single species, I will then go back and convert some half species, just to make sure any new half species will be carrying the really powerful traits, which improve their quality of life and benefit the Empire as a whole. For instance, these actually have psychoactive spores now. This species produces spores that are so strong in their hallucinogenic effects that friends and foe alike can be affected in the right circumstance. This has led to a strong understanding of different social situations and setups, and that actually matches what they were, because they were charismatic, all about amenities and helping out everyone, and now they're all about social stuff. They are our sociologists. It's what they are. Yep, society, research, and everything else. They're actually getting a plus 45%, and they have the increased growth rate. Actually, you know what? We're role-playing here. We're trying to make every species happier and better. Let's increase their lifespan by 50 years. It makes more sense, just as a general nice thing. We can make them sedentary. No, we can't give them any other positives. Yep, I'm going to go with that. Super society research with these fellows. Fidgeting. The near-sapient natives of Prime are causing a ruckus on the outskirts of our colony. Something about the Honorbound's continued presence here visibly agitates them, as packs of them scurry to and fro between the settlement's borders and some unknown point to the east. Ooh, I hope this leads to something interesting. I was actually just about to start making these, well, sapiens. Ooh, you have a lovely trait there. Members of the species often prefer old wisdom over new experiences, extra governing ethics attraction, extra happiness, all good. Try to figure out what they are, sorry, where they are going. Whoa, okay. That was really quick. That took like a day. We've got very good scientists. A group of xenologists departed the colony together with a contingent of military personnel tracking the movements of the native lifeforms. What they found were the remains of some ancient seed ship, evidently the nucleus of some small primitive civilization, long since decayed into nothing. The dominant native species of Prime seemed to be the product of some age-old seeding or genetic manipulation program. Going by the structures surrounding the seed ship, they were once distinctly tribal. With greater intelligence and even a rudimentary written language. We cannot begin to guess what caused their species-wide devolution, but their behaviour makes more sense now. On some instinctive level, they recognise us Honorbound as similar to their original uplifters from the stars. Perhaps our ordered society calls out to some instilled impulse to order. Yeah, which actually really goes with their trait. Drowned out by their base nature. Maybe we can eventually ease their evolutionary anxiety by uplifting them to our level, but for now, we have gained valuable insights into the manipulation of organics by ancient spacefaring cultures. And there's a nice little extra one, and yeah, it completely fits the species, because they are conservative, and they just instinctively go with the governing ethics attraction. Okay. Oh, we actually... no, we're already doing another project. I'm about to say, do we not have the tech yet? So that's something we need to do soon. Hopefully it'll give us more than just that. I'm assuming it won't, but I'm hoping it will. Because that's cool. We are going to be uplifting the species, and we can do the cloud study as well, so something to read there. I think this will just give us extra Unity research when it's done. Once my research ship gets over here, we're also going to get some cloud lightning, which will be pretty cool. Stop going to war for stupid reasons. I'm slapping you down every time. Don't make me do worse. Not that I would, I'm the good guy. The uplift is successful, giving us an insane amount of influence, which is lovely. No. And the void unclouded. You know what, again, this is another one of these things I've just never actually read. Now, before I read it, so here's the annoying thing with them constantly wanting to go to war. I wouldn't mind just pressing no over and over again, like, I actually find it quite funny. The main issue is, every time I say no and it fails, this happens, I lose some Federation experience, or at least Federation coherence, which means I get less experience in the next month. We want to level 5 before the crisis, if possible. So I can't have that happening every single bloody year. It's very, very irritating. Lathrix has now tried to read this 7 times. The Void Clouds are, as far as the honor-bound researchers can tell, among the oldest entities in the universe. They seem to have originated just a scant few billion years after matter as we know it first appeared. The tremendous forces of the young cosmos making something out of nothing. They would have been stars once, but were not. Explaining their apparent animal intelligence is more difficult, but the answer might lie in the abnormally strong electromagnetic fields that keep them together, another product of their primordial beginnings. It is not inconceivable that given enough time, the circulation of its strange stardust and gravitic fields aligned in a flexible approximation of neural pathways. Moreover, the clouds seem to be receiving impulses from one another, if not outright communicating light years apart. Quantum entanglement is suspected to play a role in this phenomenon. Whoa, that is a hell of a read for someone with dyslexia and a speech impediment, I tell you. But, yeah, basically, they're very, very interesting, honestly. Imagine if we actually found something like that in space. I think the reaction on Earth would be interesting, to say the least. They were not standing in our way or humbling. Definitely humbling. We gained something from them, and honestly, they're not a threat to us. We're already too strong. We've already cleared them from our space, where they actually pose a threat to us, pose a threat to our ships. Although they won't stand in our way, that's pretty much guaranteed, is what I'm trying to say. Okay, this world is completely messed up in terms of what I'm actually building here. What I need to start building is more alloys, desperately, because right now, I'm going to start building even more habitats. Because we can. So we need more alloys because our influence is just so good and we're not expanding anymore. And we're also not making claims because we're not that kind of empire. So the result is we're getting loads of influence stacking up, which habitats are not as good as a lot of the other options you can have, but they're kind of an overflow. Do you have too much influence? You put down a habitat. It's simple as that. There you go, that's all the alloys we have there. So I'm not even building up my army right now. I'm relying mostly on my alloys. My allies. Not my alloys. Yes, that's right. All I see you as is a bunch of alloys. To feed the war machine of peace. Okay, the new species have been among us for several days. And all is well. Excellent. They're among us, but they're our bestest friends. Ooh, gateway travel, yes please. We don't have a particularly large empire, but having 3 gateways would be nice. One on the capital, one all the way over here, one all the way down here would be beautiful. Ooh, and an extra gene modification point. Okay, that is great to find finally. And now, we can build Squarf's legacy. How on earth do you spell Squarf? Squarf. Like that? I think it's like, I'm just gonna quickly double check. Yeah, I think it was right, so there we are. Squarf's legacy is about to be created. Well, about to be honoured, I should say. Everything else is looking really good. Yeah, it's all just a matter now of building up and making sure we can handle the full empire. Well, yeah, if any empires awaken, I'm actually quite scared of that. I'm surprised nothing's happened yet. Any awakened empires, and of course the endgame crisis. As this superpower has formed, the Galactic Union, I'm actually not too bothered about their existence. Some people seem to think I should go to war with them right now and just destroy them, but the thing is, as long as they won't go to war with us, which they won't, because I'm too bloody well strong, we're going to keep the peace by just existing. And I know, keeping the peace through mutual destruction is not always the best option here, but it kind of is going to work in Stellaris, because they can't attack us because they would simply lose, and we won't attack them because I am restraining my Federation. Complete stability will be formed. If anything ever changes, I will go to war and utterly crush them under my boot heel, but until then, peace and prosperity. You know, being the good guys is so much more difficult than being a villain. It really is. So, the state, our very first allies, the ones who actually made the Empire, the Federation with us straight away, have left the Federation. The reason being, we have declined war too often. They want to go off and go to war by themselves. The problem is, they are incredibly weak. They are by far the weakest Federation member. They're nothing. And now they're next to 3 empires which hate them, which are way too powerful for them. The Hathgum have left the Federation. Like I said before, it is completely up to them if they want to do this. I am tempted to make them a protectorate to protect them, and then simply integrate them into our peaceful ways, but I don't know what to do here. Once again, I don't know how to be the good guy in these situations. I don't want to lose lives by going to war, but I also think them going off on their own is going to just kill them. If it was one of the other empires, I wouldn't be worried, but you're the only empire I am honestly concerned about leaving. Well, we're going to see. On the upside, if one of the other empires do attack them, we can use that as justification for taking them over, because then we are defending, once again, galactic stability. That is our end goal, to have a galaxy that literally can't go to war. Just endless peace. It's such a long route. What is alien to us is simply opportunity. You know what, we're xenophiles, we're going with xenophiles. This is for the fellows we just uplifted. The Stellar State is now claiming our territory. I know this is just you being symbolic and trying to threaten us and scare us and just be rude, but bear in mind that most of your economy was piggybacking off the Federation along with our trade deals and everything else, and the fact you were giving us your army constantly. You have nothing. I could crush you in moments. But I'm nice. So I'm going to let it slide for now. Some might say I'm being a pushover, or too nice. Those people might want me to crush you. Don't make me listen to them. Because I will. What did I just say was going to happen? Moments in, and the entire enemy federation is now going to war with you. You know what? You wanted war, you got war, enjoy your war. Trying to build some more specialised habitats now because we really do need the raw resources coming through. Our market fee is 40% because we're going with the planned economy and everything else, which is really good, but increases your market fee drastically. So I really do need to use the market less. I know I'm still relying on it too much. That's just, it's my playstyle. It's why I'm struggling a little bit with this empire, because it goes against that. We need to be more self-sufficient and more diverse in what we produce. So really need to make sure we're getting enough minerals, since we are trying to spike alloys and everything else right now. Which, of course, cost lots and lots of minerals. Hey, our colony ship is finally on the way. Lovely. One of the best, just quite boring research is now complete. Here's plus 5% resources. It's boring, but it's lovely. We also have the cloud lightning now being researched, utilising our understanding of the fundamental forces involved in generating the void cloud's considerable internal charge. To the fullest, the cloud lightning weapon system is a potent damage dealer. So the cloud lightning is a fan favourite, and personally I love the weapon, but it just isn't as good as more specialised weapons versus certain targets. The best thing about it is it counters almost everything to some degree, and it really does well versus the Fallen Empires. The reason is, it ignores all shields and armour and is a large weapon. So it's going to do a lot of damage, well, a decent amount of damage, ignoring all armour and all shields, and then when you look at the Fallen Empire craft here, you can see they are just almost shields and armour completely. They only have a little bit of hull. So ignoring that makes Cloud Lightning deadly to the Fallen Empires. The problem is, they're still not as good versus the endgame Crisis for two reasons. First of all, they don't do any damage modifiers, and their base damage is really low. If we look at the neutron launchers here, the base damage is almost 4 times higher, and that's before you add the extra armor damage and extra hull damage. Yes, it still needs to get through armor, but when it gets to the hull, it's then doing plus 75%, and it already has such a huge base damage. Which means this weapon is fantastic versus the Scourge. This ruins the Scourge's day. Even though the Cloud Lightning would ignore the armor completely, this still gets through both faster, because way more damage and the bonuses. But then secondly, Cloud Lightning has one major drawback, and in my opinion it is kind of a deal breaker most of the time. Its range is only 60. Which is horrendous. If we take a look-see at Other large weaponry, 130, 120, even the regular weapons are 180 over there. Yeah, it's just too short range, and specialised weapons deal better against specialised targets. The best thing is, it's really generic. It's always going to do decently, and it looks awesome. Especially when you combine it with the spinal-mounted weapon, yeah, the front weapon, which also ignores shields and armour. Problem is I don't have that yet, but still. Either way, do kind of want to use it. Ooh, jump drives, fantastic. Maybe we can force the Unbidden to spawn, which would be good, since I'm going with Strikecraft, and actually, Strikecraft are pretty good versus the Unbidden. So is Cloud Lightning, so is kinetic weapons, especially kinetic weapons. Again, the range thing is a big deal there. Hitting them before they can even hit you, that saves a lot of lives. Oh, this is so hideously annoying. The Combine have now also left the Federation. I am so annoyed. All because I don't want to send my people to their death to humiliate another Federation. Sorry, not even another Federation, just an Empire over here. I've got to be honest, if I had any authoritarian factions right now, I'd be so tempted to allow them to take over a little bit of our government, purely because we could then force our Federation into a hegemony, which I think I just pronounced horribly then. Essentially, though, the idea is with this, you can't leave unless you want to go to war with us. How are you winning this war? Oh, they can't. Wait, they can get to you. Why are you not fighting your war properly? I know you're pathetic as well, because you're not the leader of the Federation. We are just insanely strong. Remember, we have an insane Federation fleet. That's why everyone seems pathetic to us military-wise. But why aren't you fighting back?
A study has been completed.
I just wanted galactic peace. I offered them protection. I lent them my strength. Yet they have broken from me, and the galaxy is descending once again into madness. The battle clans have now left the Federation. We are now but 2. Even with this happening, I can't believe the Honor Bound would accept a war just to keep the balance of the Federation, when it would result in the deaths of both those who we are fighting and ourselves, and it is a completely pointless war. We would always have to vote no on that. However, after this, I think the Federation, I think the Honor Bound may have a change of mind, and this is something I want to see discussed in the comments, because I don't know what to do here. Am I going to go to war with my former Federation members and make them my protectorates? We are becoming a fallen empire. We see these other childish, vicious little empires around us. We have tried our best to keep them with us and protect them, and all they want to do is continue to kill and slaughter each other. In one glorious galactic war, one glorious crusade. By the way, we are honor-bound crusaders when it comes to the regular game, pretty much, before the mods. Do we bring them all in, once and for all, into the Federation as our protectorates, never to leave our side, for the glory of galactic peace, for the goal of galactic peace? Must I become a tyrant to stop them from being such idiots? On the upside, I can now start to reconstruct the ring worlds. In fact, what else I can do then is delve into the secrets of the Cybrex, which I think should help us out with that. Ooh, plus 10% research. Well timed. Because I want to destroy everyone. I mean, because I want to succeed in this game. Also, we only have until the 15th of April to finish this, because that's when the new DLC is coming out, which I really want to play. Also, all the mods will be outdated for a while, so I need to finish this by then, so we need to get moving. all I wanted. Also, they did push back, and they got pushed back again. Have I underestimated the state?
Species altered.
What are you guys doing? Shouldn't you be helping each other out? We have a mod for a better AI, which honestly has done really well so far. So what's going on here? And I'm continuing to upgrade every species I have, at least the main species. The half species I'm pretty much leaving alone the majority of the time, and this is just the standard I'm giving them as long as they're not anything too specific. Extra lifespan, extra fertility, extra intelligence, and they're unruly because they now have the intelligence and the lifespan and everything else to do what they want. It's harder to keep them in check. I imagine them being very vocal about everything. Thankfully, that's not affecting their governing ethics traction, so I am still keeping complete control over my people, just not my federation. We've now finished off expansion, and I'm definitely going to go ahead and grab master build. Ooh, we could get future society, actually. Is there anything we really want here? Honestly, maybe some more diplomatic power would be good. So, yeah, the diplomatic corps. We are, after all, pretty darn involved in that. Free haven is awesome. Extra immigration pull and extra immigration growth. That is actually something. Oh god, yeah, because we are definitely going to get the megastructure, which improves our diplomatic weight anyway. So this, all about more immigration from the other empires we have our treaties with. We still have several treaties, by the way, despite the fact everything's going insanely wrong right now. But with more envoys, we could really buff up our galactic community standard. No, I think Free Haven is what I want. I love Police State. It does not match our empire. Oh, naval traditions. Extra fire, extra fleet command limit. This will be one of the first... No, we've already got lots of military civics. All the first 3 are about that. Welfare State is about our people. And is our cooperative one. This would be our xenophile one. Oh, no, I actually would prefer naval traditions, but you know what? This would more accurately represent our empire, because now the cooperative is being represented with welfare state, the fanatic militarist is the first 3. Honestly, libertarian, kind of with the Martial Brotherhood, no, sorry, kind of with... actually, don't know, maybe even this one, just because this is all about everyone gets citizenship as long as they do their tour of duty. So yeah, this would be the xenophile one. Oh, this one isn't as good. But I would like that. I think for now, though, I will stick with Master Builder. Since we have just now started construction of the Ring World, I think it makes complete sense that right now is where we start going more into our engineering side. Okay, Secrets of the Cybrex. Engineering research gain plus 500 and plus 10% megastructure build speed. We have successfully managed to integrate the Cybrex artifacts into our research process. Their insights into megastructure engineering will greatly aid our own. That is pretty darn nice. Absolutely lovely, in fact. And why am I not using this world as our food world? Oh, I'm really stupid. I've started mining the pristine jewel rather than farming it. That is really, really dumb. That's a lot of food wasted there. Okay, gonna continue upgrading everyone in our empire, which is gonna take forever because we have absolutely loads of them. Upgrading our Federation fleets. I mean, we could have some lightning on some of the smaller ships just for the fun of it. Yeah, lightning and strikecraft. That's actually a pretty good combo. Since they're only hitting armor and doing a bonus to that, these are just ignoring armor and shields altogether. That's not too bad. You can stay with what you already have then, I suppose. Well, just the upgraded version. For some reason, auto-upgrade did not want to work there. Artillery or carrier. So carrier is good because I'll stick at the back and just keep on shooting out the strikecraft. This is really good for the battleships, which I already have set up. The reason is this will also start the fight a bit earlier, I believe. Yeah, ship engagement. What? Wait, actually... does that increase how early we start the fight as well? I think it does, but either way, I want that regardless. Regardless if it does or doesn't, I want that. I think for the cruisers, though, I'm going to go with artillery for the extra fire rate and that good stuff. Yeah, I don't know why, but Federation auto-upgrade, I never find works. It's kind of a constant, actually. Wait, the cruiser's called Penalty? Well, that's going to make sense if we ever... attacking the Federations with it. Ooh, little cloud lightning destroyers! Oh, that's adorable. Yes, artillery destroyers. That's going to be so stupid, but it's going to be adorable. And I'll actually use these with some point defense. We have Maybe a bit too much point defense at this point. Yeah, any missiles or strike craft are going to be devastated by our Federation fleet. Also, this upgrade's going to cost an absolute bloody fortune. Oh, I kind of want to stick with the... Oh, I love the cutting lasers. Also, how have we not got the autocannons yet? They're so much better than the other options, but I just love the mining lasers, because I've never used them. I don't care if they're not the best. Go Swarm. And then I want to increase your speed as well. Which would be nice during the fight. Oh. Sure, you're more armoured then. Endemic? Can't even pronounce that. Penalty, and yeah, sure. Wait, didn't you update just that? I did save you, right? Please say it's just a... I'll redo you then. Okay, they've all saved this time. So, where is our Federation fleet currently? Oh yeah, there is the 100k fleet. Just dwarfing everything else we have. Once again, this is why we're so strong in terms of our military. It's purely because of our Federation fleet. And as long as we have one Federation member, we get to keep it. So if you try and leave, I will crush you. With love and friendship. That's what I wanted, the Mega Shipyard. It's so beautiful for a fanatic militarist. Time for some name suggestions being needed. So this world over here, I am going to be turning into our resort world. Just because it is our new world, so... Yep. That will increase the immunities for all of our other worlds. Because we have somewhere to go for a nice little vacation, we get to go on holiday, we get to see the sights, we get to eat some ice cream, we get to go to shooting ranges and the like. I don't know what we do for fun as the Honor Bound. Squarf's Legacy is finally up and running. Fantastic. Let's clear some of those blockers straight away. In fact, no, the main one I want to fix straight away is the Collapsed Spire, so we can get some researchers here. Obviously, Squarf's Legacy needs to be super research heavy. Oh, and we can finally finish off this! Oh my god, this gives us such a good bonus! So, a quick recap for those who have forgot about this, because my god, has it been a while? So, this is the temple we found on another planet, which essentially we found out was being used to take memories from people willingly who wanted to forget troublesome memories and everything else, but it turns out it was having side effects. Over time, they were actually losing their ability to have memories, along with a few other things, I believe. Apparently, something else is located here. We were just starting it when Shard killed everyone.
A study has been completed.
We are now able to build Titans as soon as we have our Titan assembly yards. Obviously, we want one of those for the Federation as soon as possible. Making sure you've all saved correctly this time. Thank you. Good, good, good. Oh, I love this type. This is definitely... I already really love the Necroid ship set. I know it's not everyone's cup of tea, but the Necroid Titan is my favourite ship in the game. It just is so bloody awesome. Also, I'm saying that a lot today. It is so awesome. Look, I've had a bad few weeks. Bloody is a nice thing for me to be saying compared to other things I could be saying at the moment. That's fantastic. Absolutely love it. Well, we're going to have multiple versions, so let's just make a basic version we can copy and paste. So, This one I will use Cloud Lightning, because it'll make me happy to see that much Cloud Lightning. I don't care. Plus, it's not really meant to be all for fighting anyway, so... Carrier or just artillery? No, artillery, let's have extra ship fire rate. Actually, maybe it's staying back might be better. Let's go with carrier for now. So we kind of want everything, but the main thing we want is extra fire rate for us, healing. So let's... The Doctrine is number 1. If I just call this something else and then save it, will I save it? Okay, good. Just making sure I can save it as another one. So the next one will be for... Fire rate, so I'll just call it fire for now. I really do need to name it something properly. And then the last one I'll name... Anti-fire? I mean, really, the last one really... Oh, look at that. No, because we don't care about killing the enemies, we're not that evil in fight, so them escaping is fine. Because it means they've survived and they've still lost points for the war. So let's go with anti-ship fire rate, so... shield, I'll just call it. I know there's actually a shield dampener, so that may be a little bit confusing, but since I'm using so many shield-ignoring weapons, I'll never have that, so that's fine. So those are the 3 I really want in my fleet. So as soon as the Titan assembly yards are done, I'll build those for the Federation. Also need more alloys so we can build the next ring world as well. That's what we're waiting for, but I'm also upgrading my entire fleet here. So much going on. So much going on. Oh, everyone is going to war with everyone. The battle clans are at war with the Star Realm. The Combine are at war with the Imperium. Everyone's at war with these fellas, actually. Everyone's at war with the States. Why are they doing such a bad job at it? I don't understand what's going on. Why are you doing such a bad job at this war? Although the defenders actually do have more war exhaustion, you are winning, but I don't understand why they're doing such a bad... Perhaps the other fleet's still on the way. I haven't really had that much time go by because I'm pausing so much, so perhaps I'm just looking too far ahead. They've had an early strike. Well, actually, they've lost their ships, haven't they? Oh yeah, they had multiple ships. They had at least 20,000 fleet power at one point, and they're all gone. That is interesting. Okay, so maybe they've been beaten back now, and perhaps we'll start seeing some other things happen. Hidden Worlds. The crew clearing the quicksand on Prime have made a breathtaking discovery. Hidden deep within the basin is a colossal alien space station. Oh, I love this one. Architecturally stunning and built with technology far superior to our own. It is a true work of art. The station appears to have crashed to the surface, surviving the impact thanks to its unusual shielding capacities. With our scientists... which our scientists are now eager to examine. For once, I'll just continue. Regrettably, an archaeological excavation would prevent us from working the land until completion. No, we will definitely excavate that site. Thank you very much. So it's right there, okay. Do we have any spare science ships doing absolutely nothing right now? Oh, we have loads of spare science ships doing absolutely nothing now. You're a bit of a slow leveler, but no, you're absolutely fine. Let's send you in. So we have 3 sites now being excavated. We have that one, we have the one over here, the moon base, and we have... I'm not going to try and pronounce that. Also, why didn't I just jump you there? Yeah, we have jump drives now. It's something I'm going to have to get used to. I didn't give jump drives to our fleets, did I? Did I give you... No, I did. Yes, I did. Fantastic. Okay. I would have been really annoyed at myself there if I didn't give them jump drives straight away. I want my Federation fleet to be able to jump. Now starting up the next ring world, and I've got a bit of a problem now. And it's all about what Ascension Perks I want. Before, I kind of had it in my head what I wanted, but now I've changed my mind a bit. I'm tempted to just stay with Master Builders and not go with... Where are you? The next level up Galactic Wonders, but instead... stick with Defender of the Galaxy. We obviously want that, because that's kind of what our Empire fancies itself as anyway. And it's great for us. And then perhaps World Shaper. This will allow us to transform all of our worlds into Gaia worlds. Now, Gaia worlds not only are fantastic, giving us extra resources, they're far cheaper than the alternatives. Things like the Archaeology Project and making ring worlds and such. But they also increase happiness. I don't know what I want there. I'm very tempted with Gaia worlds. I don't know if I said this before, but it's kind of turning our empire into a true utopia. Every world is beautiful and everyone lives a happy, long life because of our genetic research. Our military is strong, we are defended from all outside forces, and eventually, by the looks of things, we might end up controlling all other empires via force, which isn't really what I want, but might happen because they're going to war. They've broke from us, they've betrayed us, they're going to war with other empires. I can't see any other option at this point than to invade them and make them our protectorate. We will allow them to stay essentially free. A protectorate does not give you tributes. A protectorate does not go to war with you when you go to war with other empires. A protectorate simply can't do its own diplomacy. It can't go to war with other empires. It can't take new space. It's throttling them, but throttling them gently. I'm gonna stop that analogy there. The straw that broke the camel's back, the moment the Honor-Bound look out into the galaxy and realise peace is only an option if the strong take complete control. If we say no right now to the warrior clans, we will lose the Federation. They're already on the cusp of leaving us, and if we let that happen, we lose all of this strength. Our power becomes so much less, and our stronghold and our ability, our simple ability to bring peace, is removed from the galaxy. This is where the Honor-Bound stop being so upfront and start being a little bit more schemy. Yes, we will go to war. We don't like them anyway, honestly, so sure, but this is an enemy we don't like. It's still a stupid reason to go to war, and we're also going to war with two empires we do like. But here's the catch. We're not participating.
A study has been completed.
Normally I would send the Federation fleet, but the warrior clans will be confused when the Federation fleet simply stays still at Furnace. It doesn't move, it continues to upgrade. The Honor-Bound will simply reply, citing the upgrades as a reason we're not moving, we're not helping them. If they wish to send their fleets into enemy territory, they can. And because of that, they will be destroyed. What I am going to do is actually send a couple of battleship battalions. Actually, the cruiser, but yeah, one battleship group. There. That is the only... Okay, actually, no, there's 2 choke points. We'll send some cruisers as well, and what we're going to do is block off the choke points from the enemy. If the enemy enter the territory, they will essentially be destroyed. We are using ships with strikecraft, so we can pretty much stay safe. We can send more if needed. In fact, you know what? Yeah, let's keep on sending everything except for the Federation fleet, which is our main force. These will just sit there. I don't think that they can go through the Forerunners, and they definitely can't get through them, so it's basically, yeah, those 2 points. So the enemy can't get into our territory. Over here, yeah, they're not going to get into our territory again. There's no chance. Oh, look, they're actually winning. Wow, our old allies are losing this war. Kind of pleased to see that, honestly. Now, I'm sure a lot of you are saying, why didn't I just do this in the first place? I think the Honor-Bound wouldn't have done this because they potentially are going to lose some of their people right now. And our allies will cause casualties to the Empire over here for no good reason. The only outcome from this war is to humiliate them. So losing lives to send a message, it's going to do very little. And it's not what we want to do. Whereas when I go to war, I was changing the... Where are you? I was changing their ethics and everything else, so that they were going from a brutalist dictatorship into something like this. Sadly, they broke back into their old ways before I could cement power and stop them from constantly asking to go to war, because once you go to high centralization, you can then go down to here, and you can have war declaration, president decides. If I'd only got to that first, none of this would have happened, the breakup wouldn't have happened, but at very least it's been very interesting and has posed a lot of questions on how I'm meant to be the good guys here. Stellaris in general, and this mod, even more so, or these mods, really make it difficult to be the true good guy, and I'm trying, I promise I'm trying. And finally, domination. Wow, that's fitting, isn't it? We're now going into the domination tradition tree. Yep. Meanwhile, over on this relic site with the temple, overnight, as the archaeologists slept peacefully, a fire broke out in the camp's provisions module, overcooking the food somewhat. There are no indications as to how the fire started. Luckily, no one was harmed, but archaeologists do not work well on an empty stomach. Yeah, we'll give them some more food, of course. And of course, I will also reread this first part once we get to the next part. I'll do that for every one of our current archaeological sites. Oh my god, the border gore is almost gone, I've just realised. It's almost pretty. That is not very Lathrixian, has to be said. There it is, the Interstellar Assembly, definitely one of the things we really want. This gives us extra diplomatic power, it also gives us extra envoys, which further increase our diplomatic power if used, like we're using some of them at the moment. We are, honestly, dominant when it comes to diplomatic power because we were greedy at the start. Remember, that's why we are so strong right now. We were greedy at the start, it was a very slow start, but because of that we are now becoming an utter powerhouse in pretty much every single regard. But yeah, does that also increase immigration pull? So there's the other thing, I really, really want the extra Civic slot, but that's another Ascension perk I need, so I am really torn between so many things. Future Society, I would love the extra Civic slot. Defender of the Galaxy I love. World Shaper I love. They all work for me. Defender of the Galaxy fits our Empire too well. Normally I might just stray away from this because it is very, very powerful versus Endgame Crisis. It gives you a very big advantage, which is fun to work around not having. And we're already going to get a plus 50 from both of our Federation levels when we eventually get there. My god, it's so slow leveling. But it also just fits our Empire too well. Maybe I will avoid that. Maybe I'll go with the extra Civic slot, and then World Shaper. I am kind of set on the Gaia worlds now. That's going to make everyone so happy. Oop. The robotic workers on Prime have resisted an influx of on-about. But why? We have. But don't we have AI rights? I'm almost certain we have AI rights. If we don't, then that's... Oh, no, I'm so sorry. Sending the on-bound anyway, I think that'll stop it. Oh, I honestly thought I'd changed that. Maybe I had and then I saved, or I saved before I changed it, because I think it was the end of the last video. Oh, buggery. Yeah, so, whoopsie-daisy, that's not... That shouldn't have happened. Yep. The robot should have had citizen rights. That, I think, might have been one of the steps for the AI uprising, which I really hope doesn't happen, obviously. So, we'll see. I've gave them rights now. So, we'll see what happens. I'm not really sure what happens with those events, because normally I love AI, so... Yeah. Oh, over on the moon base. Okay, so let's read all of them. Let's just finish off that and read the first one. Ruins of a large base complex of some kind can be found inside the large crater on this moon. It must have been abandoned thousands of years ago. The energy barrier that encompasses the nearby planet appears to originate from a source directly beneath this ancient base. Oh, yeah, it's this, the shield boy. Should have just looked at it, shouldn't I, at some point? So, Chapter 1. Continued excavations of the ruins of the... well, on the moon, I suppose, have revealed that the abandoned base was once a massive military installation built by the Armistice Initiative, okay? They were a semi-permanent alliance... I just said that wrong, it's a real bloody word and everything, but I read it like an empire name and it really confused me. I'm going to continue. They were a semi-permanent... They were a semi-permanent alliance of at least 5 large and very advanced interstellar powers active in the galaxy region some 75,000 years ago. The exact nature of this alliance is unknown, but it appears to have been committed to bringing an immediate end to several long-running galactic wars. It's like what I'm doing! Large military... contingents. So, I'm actually going to leave that in this time, because a lot of people have asked me, are you really dyslexic? Because you do tend to read things quite quickly and decently. That is what my dyslexia sounds like right then. So I read con, and I saw continents, and I kept on seeing continents. I had to reread it very closely to realise that wasn't the case. From each initiative member were stationed at the base on the moon. So what I normally do is I read through it quickly a few times before starting, and then I tend to read it quite quickly, just out loud, just to see if it sounds right, and then read it properly for the video. Because it's not fun to listen to that every single time, let's just say that much. Somehow I have degrees from university. It was difficult at times, let's say that. But I am horribly stubborn. Ah, these butterflies had fragile organs, decreasing their lifespan and their health. Yeah, we're super fixing you up then, aren't we? Now, once again, just going with the standard.
The situation log has been amended.
Lovely. Ooh, we have loads more alloys. I can't build a third one of these, can I? No, not yet. That's fine. The extra alloys can be used then to, I guess, continue to build more and more and more and more habitats. Though I really do want the mineral ones more so than anything. I'll finish off the systems I'm already building in, then I'm going to start specifically going to systems with minerals, because I can see that we're down to only plus 28 per month, which is almost nothing. So really, really need to start on being on the lookout for that. Sadly, you see I can't build there on that moon. It has to be a main world like this, so yep, this is where the next one's going down. And that will fix most of our mineral problems. I'm also going to start finally building the mineral purification plants on planets, which will increase our mineral yield as well. And once I eventually turn all the worlds into Gaia worlds, that will further fix the problem. And we are now on 5k research, because I am upgrading all my buildings at last. Yeah, loads of upgraded research facilities. I'm upgrading our alloy plants. Things are looking better. Even if currently we are at war with someone we don't want to be at war with, just kind of sitting there. Yeah, our allies are moving. It's only been a couple of years. I pause so much in this roleplay series, it's still weird to me. Oh dear. Administration on the planet reports that upon arrival to their target region, the honor-bound labourers discovered that the robotic inhabitants were nowhere to be found. Investigation of facilities in the region suggests the robots vacated the area in a hurry, but we have no indication for where they've gone. Oh no. I'm hoping, because we've gave them AI rights and everything, that this is going to get fixed. Really hoping. Well, to make us feel a bit better about the war as well, the ones who have left us are actually at war with the same ones we're at war with, and they are actually invading that territory themselves, so we're not really... Oh, yep, okay, they're now pushing them back, the Union is now beating off the state, but yeah, we're not actually really doing anything, so... Another reason why we would have accepted that war, I suppose, if I actually paid attention to that.
Construction venture completed.
Well, I'm afraid I am all out of time for today's video. Looking at the footage, although not many years have passed, a lot has happened. Our Federation is in ruins. We are now almost alone in this galaxy, looking at our last Federation member more as a means to the end, more so than an actual ally. We are truly alone. Only we truly wish for galactic peace. A truth which is going to wear heavy on every honor-bound's heart. And with that, thank you so much for watching. If you have enjoyed today's video, then of course, likes, favourites, shares, comments, all that good stuff helps out me, helps out the channel, and most importantly, shows that Stellaris is a series you wish to see continued in the future. In the next episode, we are going to most likely go to war with the clans and everyone else, if that is what people think we should do. Honestly, I'm almost convinced that is what we need to do at this point. Make everyone our protectorate so that war will never happen again, or at least make enough people our protectorate, make the minimum amount. This whole side of the galaxy must be restrained for the good of everyone. Thank you so much for watching, have a lovely day, and do take care, and until next time, goodbye. Oh yeah, still in name for our resort world, which almost finished, and our Titans. Goodbye.